Are we live? Let's go! Welcome to William's Winter LoL.
Is that it?
So we're just gonna get the drafts going in about 10 minutes, but for now, we're gonna have some spicy content as we debate on who are some nice picks, which captains are likely to pick which people, and all that jazz. Sammy, do you have any hot takes for us?
I'm not sure how hot my takes are, like on the thermometer, but just looking at the pool of players, the first thing I look at is sort of like where the drop offs are in the pool. So it's like I think it's like pretty clear, like given how like jungle and support are very overrepresented, there's like a few sort of like solo lane or ADC players at the top, and then like past that there's like kind of like a gradient. It's pretty smooth of all the other players until you get to the end, where you got some newer players, you got some people that don't really play the game.
Yeah, fresh faces.
Yeah, so you got some like you got like this top tier, this small top tier, then drop off. That's like one of the big drop offs. Then you got like another big drop off, like kind of close to the end.
I think the biggest question mark is Nikhil going to be drafted first?
So probably.
We can look at who has the first pick. Also, for the people who are tuning in, we have three broadcasters here. We have rlylost, RichGamebuddy, and me, Ben Bowie. And also, Liquid Blade is in here for whatever reason. I'm going to kick him out for the time being.
Goodbye, Liquid Blade.
So yeah, we have rlylost, RichGamebuddy, and Ben Bowie. We're going to be the ones talking about the draft for the most part, but we'll try to find people to interview whenever we get the chance to.
Wait, hold up. I'm so used to this that I'm really lost.
No, you're not.
Actually trolling me.
No, you're not. It's on camera now. It's on TV.
Okay.
Anyway,
you know what?
Moving on.
God, let's move forward.
Can we change the first pick of King of Conquest
draft order? Can we show the draft order?
Yeah.
PowerPoint?
Yeah, we need some graphics.
Or we got the graphics. Okay.
Yeah. Give us the draft order picks.
I got the draft order. Okay, there's the draft order.
So first pick, we got King of Conquest, LV, Vincent. Vincent's a jungle main. I think Vincent's gonna draft Nikhil first.
No, I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
He's absolutely into.
Also, for those who are curious, the order of elo for the captains from highest to lowest was Riot ZMax, Maya the Flame, JS Bach, Liquid Blade, Benju's Nidafeet, Abraham Park, Voidless, Asian People Rule, King of Conquest Louis Vuitton, and SK Telecom T1. So the other day, they drafted their pick order for this player draft based on their elo. And this is how it all shook out. So, do you think Vincent made the right choice in taking the first pick here as a jungler?
I think it's not bad. I think like Nikhil kind of stands out at the top because one, he's the highest ranked player, but also he was mid laner, which is really hard to find in this pool of players. So it's like, he's gonna like maybe eat it at the end where he's maybe the lowest ranked player in the pool, but I mean it's not bad to like secure that.
But the question is, even though Nikhil was Diamond 3, he hasn't played in quite a while. I think the last time he's played really was during Summer LoL, so that's about
That's true. He's played like I think 4 games since September or something like that.
And his pool isn't as relevant.
That's also true.
He did put he wants to be known as tag as washed up sniper, and League Dreams is stop playing LoL. So make of that as you will when you're drafting him.
So when he said washed out sniper, this is a Xerath main, who kind of looks like a one trick, doesn't really play much other mids in terms. He plays some Lulu, he plays some Zed, but not not to the extent that he plays Seraph.
Yeah. And then if you end up with the lowest... See, my feeling with... If you take Nikhil, but you end up with, like, the lowest ranked player, I feel like the bottom 5 or so players, they're all about the same.
Yeah, so that's not too bad. But the question, like, you don't just end up with your first pick out of the top 10. You also get number somewhere around 31, 32 when it snakes back. And the middle of the pack is... I think the middle of the pack is pretty darn close. Like, after, I want to say, the 35th mark, there's a pretty strong plateau. So Vincent might have had a great strat for going first.
Yeah. So then, second pick, we have Benju's Nidafeet. Probably just the best top lane player in this tourney.
Oh, by far in this tournament. We're expecting Nidafeet to crush his opponents and to win games through gapping.
Although he has a Darius one trick.
Two. Volibear and Darius.
He never plays Volibear in ranked.
Hey, yeah. Sounds go-to.
But
I think
say,
we
like,
forced him onto Volibear enough in houses where...
Yeah, if you ever see or play against that Volibear and he's not spamming taunt in front of you, it's atrocious to watch. That thing deals so much damage.
But then when you do see him spamming the taunt in front of you, which he'll do in the tourney, mark my words.
No, oh God, like I have faith in Justin. Justin's gonna be a little bit more serious
Anna,
to win the
who
games
will
for
tell
his
him
team.
to stop spamming taunt if he's the captain of his team?
Oh God, his second in command. Sammy, I hope if you get drafted to
Who do you think would be a second in command? Who would be his first pick?
I am not getting... I'm pretty sure I won't get... So, like, if I were him, I mean, there are two choices that pop out to me. There's Nightrise 3 and Pharaoh. So Nightrise 3, so technically he's a jungle main. Right now he's listing... Oh, okay, we'll get to that later. But right now he's listing top as his most role, but he played like 300 games of jungle last season and got to Diamond 4 in preseason. So this guy's a jungler to me. Maybe, like, if you don't investigate the OPGG, it doesn't come out that way. But, like, the thing with, like, the jungle pool is that, like, yeah, there's, like, quite a few junglers, like, close to the top of the pool. But there's a pretty big drop-off once you get to, like, past Spenny, Spiraling 309. Like, after he's gone, like, there are no...
Well, there's Bangalore.
Like, the next jungler is, like, gold 4. So, like, you're going from, like, you know, low plat, high gold to, like, gold 4. And that's, like, a pretty big drop to me. So I think you kind of really want to secure that.
So you want to prioritize the first 5 junglers in the pool? That means we're going to end up
the thing is, half the... Like, 3 of the captains are also junglers. We have...
Yeah, so you have 7... So 7 junglers. So if he doesn't pick a jungle first round, he's not getting top 5 junglers, like, for a second pick. So he has to... So, I mean, I think it's, like, fair to, like go for Pharaoh, get, like, a solid mid laner, and then...
King of Conquest, the draft has started. King of Conquest picks Nikhil. What a shocker.
Everyone is surprised. Oh, and Benju's Nidafeet picks BCK. That's me. I was second in the draft.
Okay, so
he does not pick Pharaoh.
He does not take the jungler. Nidafeet hoping to hedge its bets, you know, get a jungler later on in the draft. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so here's Tofu. Tofu is...
Alright, I'm gonna say right now, I'm very dubitable of my ability to curtail Benju's Nidafeet spamming taunt.
I mean, it's up to you.
Alright.
Ben Boer. If you can't curb him, then hopefully the enemy team won't abuse him for it.
SK Telecom T1 does pick Pharaoh.
Pharaoh. Oh.
That's what everyone thought when you go for the third pick. But the thing is, SK Telecom T1 is a mid player. And so is Pharaoh.
Does have a very strong mid lane pool.
Yeah, but Pharaoh plays a lot of top lane. Like,
yeah, but SK Telecom T1 also tries to play a lot of top lane.
Wait, so this is a great flex pick between the two, and SK Telecom T1 is like pinching that mid lane pool because we've already said that mid lane pool is very small this
but
tournament.
relax, you say that, but teams that have tried the whole flex a player around thing a lot don't tend to work out very well. We have Voidless tried that strategy a few times. His team was not a big fan of him trying to swap roles a lot. And we have JP Morgan and who tried that out many tournaments. Also did not work out very well.
Development in the chat. Tofu is currently malding because Benju's in defeat took Ben second. Now, in case anyone didn't know, so we ordered the draft by lowest rank gets to pick their slot and then moving through that way. So Tofu spent several hours running the numbers, deliberating to end up at his third spot. It looked like the guy he wanted to build his team around was taken away from him. That's what I'm guessing.
SK Telecom T1 wanted to build his team around BZK, but instead is stuck with Firo, another mid laner.
Wait, sorry, just a bit of housekeeping. Marcus requested that the draft VOD be saved.
It is being saved.
Perfect. Okay. No issue.
Granted, the first part of it is just going to be a muted picture of the Poro on definitely the Williams College winter. But
so, I guess moving forward, the big question mark is Liquid Blade. Will Kevin play as a support, or will he play as an ADC?
Or a mid.
Or mid.
I mean, so, if I'm him, I would try to be mid laner because the mid pool's much weaker than the support pool. Like, he can probably find like a pretty good support in the second round. So like I'm looking for, looking for like one of those junglers again. It's like Might Rise 3, highest ranked jungler in the pool right now. Yeah, I think there's not really much else to look after that. I don't know.
Wait, RichGamebuddy, as an totally untoward question, do you think Benju's Nidavellir will be able to draft a pretty good support for his team? Like, out of curiosity.
Oh yeah, I mean this support pool is huge, and Benju's Nidavellir has he's second pick, so he'll get around 34, 35 in the return snake, and around that point there is Marcus, Cherry Boba, Jamie is around there.
Kevin does go for Night Rise 3, by the way.
Oh, and just as you called it, Sammy, Night Rise 3, highest ranked jungler in the available pool, taken by Kevin.
Yeah, the Mike Wang. Biggest elo dropped apparently was... No, he never said what his biggest elo drop was. He actually didn't answer almost any of the questions. One thing he answered was after your teammate runs it down, you report them.
Man, he's a man of very few words, or hopefully few words. But
then a very almost instant pick.
Steven goes for Bubbieft.
Bubbieft.
What?
Bubbieft, going straight for the other jungler.
So for people who did not go to Williams College during this time, Bubbieft is a famous Master Yi one trick, but he also plays Crit Xin Zhao on the side and AP Shyvana.
He also doesn't play, or does he play?
He's also an
Apex
anymore? Legends player now, which is why his name is Kraber.
Actually, he's played quite a few games this past week.
4, but his highest rank before was Diamond 2, so high skill ceiling, but we don't know how unrusty.
He also has had how many accounts banned?
We don't have to. We don't have to bring this up at this moment.
We don't have to get.
Well, I mean, it's in the spreadsheet.
I mean, some of the stuff's more relevant than other stuff.
He said he wants to be known as unreformed, so we're giving him what he wants.
We can leave that up to the imagination.
Okay, Asian People Rule picks up RichGamebuddy.
And wow, Sammy, you are the 4th highest jungler, and you're the 2nd other jungler available in this top half with twice. So
well, I gotta say, I did win Summer LoL. We didn't lose a single game with Lauren. Asian People Rule. So it's a tested strategy. We'll see if it holds up for LoL.
Is Lauren bringing back the dream team, the Chicago Bulls 1989?
Well, one player is already retired.
Yeah, one's retired. One's
Jordan
a captain.
Is retired. But
we'll see if we can pick up Marcus.
Will his legacy continue?
Do you think it'd be optimal for Asian
Sorry,
people role to second
1998.
pick Marcus to try and fill out as much of the team as he can?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think after like the first round, maybe. No, I think it's going to be extremely hard to predict where the draft will head.
So I think Lauren has to pick a mid laner because he has it. He's an ADC. You're a jungler, and the mid lane pool is pretty pinched. If he doesn't pick a mid laner in the second draft, in the second
What
round,
mid laners are available?
there's going to be a pretty
Wow.
big gap
There's
going downwards.
like bugger all in terms of available mid laners.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of looking at
So-
like mid-secondary players at this point. So
So you have like Dr. Megalo CK is an option.
Okay, so Voidless
Cardinal.
picks Cardinal.
That's one of the top mid laners
Wow.
that were in the open
Cardinal,
pool.
who's technically his rank number is 27, but picked way up front in the top 10. That's a
yeah, we're kind of seeing the, effects of
mid lane pinch pool. Yeah.
the mid and top pool where like, someone who's like 15th or so on the list is really getting pulled up into the first round.
Yeah, but I mean, even if he's low-ish number, Cardinal playing against him, he's a very solid mid laner.
Oh yeah, and the meta.
Provided
is
he
just
has the
for him.
champions.
He has a great set,
Yeah.
from what I've heard.
He doesn't have the best champion pool, but a lot of players in this tournament don't have like the widest of champion pools.
Okay, so here's Abe.
Abraham Park. Does Abraham Park pick one of his friends here? Maybe
Well,
a tone?
according to the chat, Abe is molding because I believe Cardinal is one of his friends, and I'm guessing that's who he was targeting in the first round.
Is there any way we can get a
Update
clip
from the
of
captain
Abe's
chat.
molding?
Abe is molding. So apparently that's an official quote.
Yes, that was the official quote.
Okay. I also think people need to value Fook. Or
Oh, yeah.
The top lane pool is very sparse. And that Fook is like one of the last ones remaining
Hey,
that are like
I'm looking at my boy JP Morgan and Jian Lu himself. I think this
That's
is probably gonna be the
true.
sleeper pick. I think everyone's like, everyone's gonna think he's like a meme or something, but like,
but you can be a meme and still be a sleeper pick.
I
That's
don't
the
know if
thing.
audience knows,
yeah,
but
there's like no
JP
top
Morgan
players,
and
so it's
was
like,
a captain recently until we just switched him out
Okay, Abraham
for
Park does go for a tone.
King of Conquest and the SK.
Oh, I
Telecom.
forgot that it is Mr. Coconutty.
And Abe goes for a toned.
Yeah.
What role? Oh,
He's an ADC
he's an
player.
ADC player.
yeah, another
Okay.
pick. Stretching into the pool to get like a, more sparse role.
Yeah, second highest ADC player after BZK in the available pool. So a toned is a great pick up for Abe.
Okay, Manager of the Flame. He's an ADC player, but he's willing to play the exact same champions in the mid lane and top lane, if need be.
I'm
What
expecting
role does
Eric.
he go for?
So like,
I honestly think it's reasonable that Eric might end up trying to play top in this tourney, or mid.
maybe a very abusive ADC top laner. But
Especially
will Eric
since-
prioritize a jungler? Or
Yeah,
will
so I think Eric should be looking for not jungler because the next two picks after this are Bryax Emax. So
He
he's
goes
a
for
jungler.
Ducky.
So
The support.
all right. So that's a
Okay.
support slash jungle. So first support main picked in the pool, I believe.
yeah, highest support man available in the pool, and maybe Eric is going to go for a bot lane gap kingdom. Just really emphasize that presence. There you go.
Also like this guy does play a bit of jungle, so it's like I guess some security there if he maybe goes in a different direction later rounds.
Well, Eric could also play jungle. He plays some Lee Sin. He plays some Diana.
Okay,
And Brian Zemax
What will-
goes for
Riot
the friend
Zemax
draft.
goes
He first
for-
picks
Okay.
I love to buck
He-
cut.
he goes for the
He goes
Ben,
for
he
Cody
always
Cal.
goes for the strat where he tries to get his best friends onto his team and wins through the power of friendship. And while it
So-
hasn't worked yet, he has been to back-to-back finals, so it is a decent strat.
Wow, guys, Cody Cal.
And he drafts Bot Gang 2019, one of Cody Cal's friends.
Wow. So Ben is going for the power of friendship over here.
Although, I think if he was truly going for power of friendship, he should have drafted Lil Young 9 first, and then Bot Gang 2019.
Him pull a Yabuo once again.
Yeah, but then he would have the power of friendship on his side as well.
So Ben has drafted a ADC main and a Phil. I say actually Cody Cal might be the third best ADC in available for the pool, so
I agree.
it's not bad. Oh, and
Eric goes for
does
JP Morgan
quick
N.
JP Morgan N pick. Gion is gone.
Although I wonder what role JP Morgan N will play in his team.
Yeah, so both Ducky and Gian, they can play
Are very
jungle. Like they've
flexible.
have history playing that role. So I mean, this is definitely looking like a very flexible draft from Eric.
Again, I would also caution all the captains to avoid actively changing roles during the tourney or during preparation, though. I think if you have flexible players, you should figure out who should go where. Yeah, and then you lost all the time, Healthy Blade.
All right, so moving on. Let's see. So Abe, he
Yeah,
has
Abe.
Mr. Coconutty.
Didn't you go like 0-4 the last tourney?
No, stop picking fights with the audience.
Listen, that was
So Abe
last
has
winter
Abe's
lull.
a jungler. He has an ADC.
The most recent evidence last summer lull. And Gian's team
and
wasn't
he
bad. It
met
was pretty
a
good.
mid laner. Will Abe go for a mid laner or will he go for a top
What
laner?
mid laner do you go for though?
At this point, you would
Like,
go either
I think you would go
down for
Dr. Omegalol, right?
And there's Dr. Megalol, there's Arachnobat.
If you're willing to go down, there's JTB and Cole.
He could also just go for a top laner,
I think Cole's pretty
grab a
solid.
fuck.
I think Cole
There's also Twice
is more valuable than
available
his
as well.
number suggests.
Well, I mean, he could grab Twice and play top himself, but I would probably go for fuck, but
Is it fuck or fook?
Not in my good Christian Minecraft server, Anna.
Okay, then fook it is.
all right. Well, yeah, we'll censor the VOD afterwards.
No, that's so much work. Dude, I do not want to beep things out.
Abe thinking really hard.
Pay your editors. Yeah, true. We should pay the editors.
Wait,
Do we know
you're
what the
editor.
time limit is on picking?
I
Inspiring
believe it's
Theory
2
9.
minutes, but you get one time to get like 1 minute more,
Okay,
or
so
something like that.
Abe
It's like
picks
one
up
minute thing.
a jungle
Theory 9.
main, Inspiring Theory 9.
He picks
All right,
up
that is
another
interesting
player.
because Abe is a jungle
Abe is a
main.
jungler.
Well, Spenny
And-
technically can pick.
All right, and Voidless takes
Wow,
Dr.
and
Omegalol.
Voidless does a quick Dr. Omegalol.
Boilers just took away most of like
The mid
the
pool.
higher tier mid laners.
With he himself also being able to play mid lane. So
Although we look at
we'll
the
have to
draft,
see.
the other people who are here are a lot of the captains here do play a decent amount of mid lane.
Yeah, I mean Abe can flex top, he can flex mid.
He can also
Spenny
flex
can also
MF,
flex
ADC,
support.
and support. Spenny can flex support, but I don't think that's very useful considering the nature of the player pool.
Lauren pauses. His
Blub the
plans
Boxer. So Blub the
plans in
Boxer is an
shambles.
interesting pick
Blub the Boxer.
because
That is, yeah.
Wow, as his
if anybody checks the
Second
match
round
history on
pick.
Blub the Boxer, most of those games are not by the player who's been playing in this tournament. Most of those games were from an ex number 1 or number 2 NA Maokai player.
Yeah, I really have not, yeah, kind of nothing to say about this because
But he was Gold 1 in Korea.
And Gold
apparently,
1
yeah,
in Korea is
but
Master
I
Tier
don't know
in
how
NA.
long ago this was.
And JS Buck picks Flight of the Flake.
What
Flight of the
role was
Flake.
Flight
Oh
of the
my
Flake
god, that's so
again?
Play the
hard to
Flake is
say.
ADC player,
Okay.
Silver
Okay.
1. So this is way deep into the pool to grab an ADC,
An
which is like
ADC.
very thin.
Do you think it's viable for you to pick a higher elo player and
I
just try to ask them to play ADC?
I think that is definitely viable. And especially looking at the players, like somehow the honestly the top highest rank top lane main in the pool, fuck, is still or Fook. He's still sitting there
And
deep into the second
twice.
round.
Sammy,
Twice is
I don't want to
still
have to bleep those out.
available in this pool.
How is Fook still here?
I mean, no one
Did the
knows this
captain
guy, but
have the
like,
captains forgot?
Well, Abe knows him though.
And no
His
chicken bagels?
his league dream is literally get good like Abraham Park 1. Okay, Liquid Blade picks up chicken
Liquid
bagels.
Bix chicken bagels.
One of the
Makes
support
sense.
mains.
One of the high support mains, great bard player, has a nice roaming style.
Yeah.
So if Liquid Blade and Chicken Bagels both go bot lane, we might see competition for Eric Ducky.
Yeah, but if you
terms of
take a
best
look at
bot
the sign up sheet right now, there's Twice and Fook are both pretty high elo players that just haven't been picked up by a team yet.
Very high elo. Both top laners too. A role that's
yeah,
quite
well,
pushed.
I wouldn't call Twice a top laner. He plays a lot of jungle.
He plays
so
the
he plays
jungle champions that can be played top lane top. I think that's the extent of it.
Are there any captains who don't have a jungler at this point?
Benji's
so-
Nidafeet.
Liquid Blade. Oh no, he has Night Rise. What am I saying?
Benji's Nidafeet, and SK Telecom T1 can flex to jungle, but he also refers to jungle role as jungle jail, so dubitable. Fiero does play some jungle, but
like honestly,
neither
if
of them
I'm
are
Tofu,
mains.
I'm pretty happy if I can grab Twice here because
Yeah.
I would not be expecting, a plat jungler to still be around here. Like maybe Tofu like actually big brained this and ran the numbers and this is what the numbers said, but like this is such a high value pick to get at this point.
He does pick up
did
Twice.
the numbers say that Riot ZMax would pick Bot Gang 2019 so early on?
Yes, I think if you did the numbers
Twice.
properly, it would say Riot ZMax picks up either Bot Gang 2019 or Lil Young 9. Like those two players are very high on his prior list.
Yeah, now kind of an awkward spot for Mr. Nidafeet.
Because Nidafeet does not want to pick up Fook.
Yeah, so I mean he could get Raknabat. That's actually pretty solid and like flex in mid. It's like not a bad pick. See any other flex picks like because he's pretty much looking at
I think a
What do you mean,
Raknabat is very
Tumblr at
high
this
value
point,
for
though?
him. But they,
I mean,
he
I think
also does
it's
have
very-
jungler.
Maglor
very
is
safe.
available.
it's very safe for him to get one of those other junglers afterwards because I
goes
mean
for
Vincent's
Maglor.
definitely not. Yeah, I mean this is like fine to grab this. It's just that there's no way Vincent grabs Maglor. Like he might grab like Jimming or something.
And Nidafeet picks Maglor. Did I
Well,
call it
Maglor
or what?
1125. Let's not shorten his name.
Fine, Maglor 1125.
Yeah, because looking at the next few players, they're all like support players where Vincent's probably looking for support players. So, like he can grab Jimming now and just to like be a support player, whereas like Justin could have grabbed Jimming for mid and still got Maglor.
Actually,
next
let's
round?
say it's better for Vincent to pick Fook. I mean,
Yeah, wait, don't you
Oh, yeah,
don't
also
you
Fook
just
is
pick
available.
Fook here?
high tier.
How does
Yeah,
how,
there-
is, how does
He
Vincent
gets
get
he
away?
gets 2 picks. He gets
Wait, how did Vincent get away with picking Nikhil first and then getting Fook? How did this happen?
He's getting 2 like top 10 elo picks.
But I feel like you have to pick Fook here,
Fight
right?
being first. That's
Also, rlylost. the third highest player who's still available to draft, Marmufa. He put top as his secondary. Can you comment much on that at all? I don't think I've ever seen him play top.
Oh yeah, Marmufa is a rock up in top lane. He won't abuse players there, but he'll just play it out. He'll play classic moms like Shen and Orin and Set, and he'll just do his thing. I say it's a very graceful lane.
Okay. I mean, I think that's all you can really hope for from most of the top laners in this tourney, especially when playing against Benji's Nidafeet. Okay. King of Conquest is taking a lot of time on his draft.
I feel like, I mean, well, he gets 2 picks right now. So he gets like 4 minutes or so to pick them.
I would assume it's definitely Fook.
I mean, like, he could go for Fook and Arachnobat.
Or an Arachnobat.
Like, that just seems like very easy pick for me, Fook and Arachnobat.
Or is he trying to get an ADC?
Or he could even, or he could just grab like Kingslayer or Marmufa if he wants a different support player. Because like here, he has the luxury to just grab one of these support players and.
I mean, but wouldn't he want an ADC, or is he just throwing that?
I don't think
as his last
at
pick?
this point ADC is that contested for draft.
There's not many ADCs.
Yeah, I think, but I think like if you're, I think at this point you're probably just like grabbing whoever the highest ranked player is and like having them play ADC or something. That might just be the go-to.
That just might happen.
Like you can just throw someone on, like you can throw someone on MF duty.
Well, hopefully, Arachnobat knows how to play ADC because this might get dicey.
Oh no, he does play some ADC. He asked to not play the role after a few games because he didn't want to be on ADC duty anymore. But he does play it.
Okay, so
like it just seems like to me, it just seems like if he gets like Fook and one of these support players here, like those 4 players are just like it's gonna be way better than like any of the top 4 of any other team.
Yeah, and I think
you just live with whoever ADC
whoever else as your 5th player.
Okay.
Snowy Summer. Who is Snowy Summer?
Snowy
Divyam.
Summer. Wow.
He goes for Divyam, jungle and ADC player.
Highest pass rank is Plat 1. That was a sleeper.
So
pick.
I think he is going for an ADC player here.
And that was an ADC player. And then
listen, if he doesn't pick Fook, I will officially start malting because I have no idea what these people are thinking.
I mean, if he doesn't pick Fook, then it's.
But then who picks Fook? Then that means
SK Telecom pick it? Because he doesn't even need a top laner anymore.
Well, then he can put Furo as an ADC.
Does Tony can play ADC? You're right.
And then I think Tofu's draft is very strong. If
then
Tofu doesn't pick Fook here,
then Tofu would have just Tofu would have been a genius. All those hours of considering which like draft pick to pick and.
Did SK Telecom T1 do the math? Also, rlylost, didn't you help do the math for Lauren? Did you take this into account? Did you predict this when you were doing the math for Asian People Rule?
Apparently, I did not know that Riot ZMax would just pick his friends.
Wait, but he does that all the time.
This is I've only joined
like that. That's why he first picked BZK in the last tourney, so to make him play his secondary role.
Yes, but I only know Summer Bowl, so I didn't know that people had these habits. But Snowy Summer is a pretty great pick, high value. Oh, and I think we totally forgot, but Green Epic is still up and available.
Is still here. But do you pick Green Epic over Fook?
Player.
So I think because of our in-house experiences, people are definitely gonna rate Green Epic like above his
King of Conquest goes for
Silver
Fook.
2 rank. Okay,
he's done it.
Goes for Fook. I'm officially not molding anymore.
He took like 20 minutes to figure it out, but he did the math.
All right, so we finally had the flat top laner and a pool almost completely devoid of top laners picked.
But the highest elo the next highest elo top laner is Gold 4.
Yeah. Also, next highest ranked is Entropy, who doesn't really play the game anymore, and he's Gold 4.
Well, he's an ARAM player.
So Gold 4 doesn't play the game much.
He's an ARAM player.
Though I will say, Entropy or Marcus is a pretty solid rock up in top lane. He's very
Yeah, I mean,
reliable.
something we've talked about before is that like you want like your later picked players to be guys that like or people that don't basically like run it down and like
They
can
lose
like
gracefully.
Okay,
listen to
Rich Game Buddy,
calls.
listen here, buddy. Who in the rest of this draft
No,
is
I'm not
liable
naming
to run
names.
it down?
I'm just saying like you want people that don't run it down.
So, okay, so
So
if you're putting
Marcus, he's a
Entropy,
guy that will listen to calls. He won't like go
He
for
won't
hero
tilt.
plays. Yeah, he won't tilt. He won't go for like dumb hero plays. Uh, so he's a really solid person to have like later on,
but I will
and
say
he
though,
fills the top lane.
it's
So
doomed
Ball
for
doesn't have much.
Marcus's team if the tournament goes late.
Oh,
If it goes past
Benji,
midnight, it's
your
actually doomed
captain
for
is
sure.
asking, who is your favorite support?
Who is my favorite support? I
You're
don't think I'm allowed to
picking
comment on
between
this.
Arachnobat, Marmufa, and Kingslayer.
I don't think I'm allowed to comment on this.
Are you not allowed to?
Huh? Well, I mean, if
It's you
if
picking
Benji's
one
and if he paid attention, I have voiced my opinion on almost all the support players in the past. 90% of which is probably calling it like some random play they did like psychopathic.
Benji's Nidafi also says, I sent you feet pics. Please respond.
Huh? No, you didn't.
Do you have comments?
No, he didn't. I don't want to have to like bleep this out as well.
Well, I mean, if you don't tell him what support you want, he will pick one for you.
I want him to choose what he thinks is best for the team.
And he also calls you fat.
Where is he messaging this?
It's in the
This
Discord.
is in the general
He's
chat.
putting it in the general chat of the Discord.
Yeah, even though we have Twitch chat.
So Nidafi.
How am I supposed to even know who's who on here? Everyone's name is some variation of Ben Zmax.
Based on their icons, of course.
That is way too much work. Anyway, does he pick a player yet? No.
He's considering the supports.
Yeah, we're running numbers.
Arachnobat,
He goes for
Marmufa, and
Kingslayer.
And he goes for Kingslayer.
Jamie.
Tried and true, Jamie.
Okay, so Jamie is one of the higher tier of supports here, but I think one of her problems is that she is support only role. She is incredibly inflexible.
Well, I mean, he already has his top laner. He has his
a
jungler.
top laner. He has a ADC. He has a jungler.
Who is he
at this
throwing in the
point,
mid lane?
Nidafi just needs. Honestly, he could also throw you in the mid lane.
Okay, then who is he throwing in the ADC
needs,
role?
If need
Well,
be.
you know, you'll figure it out.
Okay, so Tofu. Tofu
I mean,
is
I
a
feel
very
like the
flexible team.
picks here,
Though he doesn't
they
have
might
much
be
of a
difficult,
problem.
but they're difficult because a lot of the players are very close.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to think
very
about.
interchangeable, like relatively speaking. Like, I don't think there's very much meaningful difference in your draft if you go for Arachnobat or Marmufa or Entropy, probably, or Cherry Boba.
They're all very solid players, similar play styles. Well, actually, there's a bit of a difference. Marmufa is a very good Thrush player, does a lot more engaged supports. Jimming Arachnobat picks a lot more enchanters, poke mages. So there's a bit of a variety in what kind of style of support you're going for.
Yeah, and Cherry Boba is like very flexible as well.
Yeah,
Though
so
he hasn't played the game that much.
As
recently.
much, so he might be a little bit rusty. Oh, and I forgot that Marcus is there. Marcus also pretty solid
Tank support
Thresh
player. And
and
Lulu.
support player. Yep, support. So everything in meta currently.
Well, not Tarek. But actually,
If he goes Terraki,
wait, that is.
I think Cole might. Which one of these teams is in need of a mid laner still?
It looks like Probably Abraham Park and Mydra the Flame and Riot XMX. So I guess the last
Though
third of
Madre the
the.
Flame also has JP Morgan and who technically can fill for
I
mid.
Well,
Madre
not.
himself could also go
I
mid.
am very
that is
skeptical of his
probably
mid
his
lane. I'm not sure about putting him in
fourth
mid.
best role
What do you think his
after
fifth
top
best role
jungle
is?
ADC.
You think he's better mid than ADC?
Probably.
And SK Telecom's picks Green Epic.
He goes for greeny pick, the silver smurfer,
The
the gold
Silver
gobbler.
Smurfer.
Yeah, so I guess like with these picks, it seems pretty clear what the roles are now, with Tofu or Pharaoh filling ADC, Justin going top twice in the jungle.
Yeah, and they just
This is
yeah. I think
yeah,
SK Telecom T1's draft is very solid. You can just pick anyone else remaining, and they probably are a support main. Like, he has
yeah.
everyone in a role that makes sense. Although, do you think SK Telecom T1 could be the one playing mid, and then Firo, or he could be
Yeah,
the
I
one playing
think
ADC and Firo play mid?
yeah, one of the they'll be like their flex mid ADC. But otherwise, yeah, this is looking really solid for Tofu. I guess
Very
like
solid team overall.
guess the hours spent running the numbers actually worked out. At least just
True.
looking at the draft so far.
Maybe Benju's Nifty decision actually helped SK Telecom T1 in
I
the
will
end.
say the strongest team so far is definitely SK Telecom Team 1 and King of Conquest LB with Nikhil, Snowy Summer, and Fook. That's a pretty high elo
I think
draft.
Snowy Summer is a bit of a wild card, but mostly just because you don't really like know him very much at all.
My other question mark for SK Telecom's team, though, is where their shot calling comes from. I've never really heard Pharaoh ever unmute.
No, so Pharaoh's gonna be muted the entire time. Twice
Right.
will be also looking for direction. Greeny Pig will be looking for direction. And SK Telecom T1, he has a habit of having an idea of what to do, but not saying it until after it doesn't happen.
Right. So it's pretty much on Tofu to lead his team, and I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, the same could happen with a few of the other teams here. Like Abraham Parks isn't known for having like a very strong voice in his team. And I don't know if the rest of his team has that to offer. Okay, so JS Bach goes for Marmufa, Liquid Blade goes for Jimming. So it looks like all of the middle of the pack support players are getting taken up.
Oh no, we still have Marcus and Cherry Boba still available
There's still
in
two.
that pack.
And also Sammy S. I've not seen him play that much, but he is a go for top lane player.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm Lauren, I'm definitely looking for a top player right now and trying to get support for last pick.
Sammy, could you be flex top?
Well,
So Lauren himself is a ADC player, so he would want, a support player to help him through his
rlylost, as someone who might have helped run the numbers, what do you think he wants here?
I can't give away Lauren's strategies. It'd be disingenuous.
Yes, Fun 3 Banana. The picking started around when the stream started. Or the stream started before the picking started, rather.
And Asian, I don't even know how to say that. Asian people rule? Do we just say it as is?
No, it's Amazing People Rule.
Fine. Amazing people rule. Take Sammy S.
Yeah,
the other
makes
top
sense.
laner, which means he's saving support for Lost.
I think that's very reasonable, this draft.
Yeah, I think shoring up like the soul lane role, and then because the thing with support is that especially when you have like a high rank ADC, it's like you should be able to be vocal enough to sort of bridge the gap between them. Like it's a lot harder to
It also looks like Sammy S plays some pretty strong top laners right now. Champions like Gnar and Darius. So I'll probably help.
Well, we'll have to see how that goes.
Well, Okay,
It would
who
be
does
pretty
Voidless go
spicy.
for?
Uh,
Okay, Voidless does not go. His Voidless goes for Entropy. Support player.
Yeah, so grabbing the
Solid
top
pick.
support flex.
Entropy, I can
Boilers
completely
has
see
a
him playing
well-rounded
top lane
team.
this game
We
or this
have an
tourney.
ADC, a support, or sorry, ADC mid laner, a jungle pick possibly, and a top support.
I think they
So
have Dr. Omegalol run as jungler this tourney.
Yeah,
right,
this is looking like that.
Derek has a mean Graves to play, so a well-rounded team for Voidless.
Yeah, and everyone, all the junglers should be able to learn Kha'Zix between now and the tourney.
Oh, I mean, I think Derek will be. I mean, he's a Lee Sin player. That's his
No,
jungle
oh,
go-to.
true. He could bring out the Lee Sin for the tourney.
I don't think I've
Though I
really
don't
seen
think
him
Lee
play a different
Sin
jungler.
is in a very good
So
spot.
you're
His
right.
Graves has
Lazy
gotten
Vega.
a
I
lot of
did not
action
actually run
recently.
any numbers for this tourney.
Yeah, I think he's also played some Kane, probably at some point.
I love people ask, why is Derek jungling? His E button doesn't work.
That is true. Okay, we're gonna be running. Should we start running a donation stream after this one to raise funds to buy Derek a new E button? No, the problem with Derek is that his keyboard is missing a key. Basically, Abram Parker's for Lady Tree. Support main also plays top and jungle.
Solid top lane. Yeah.
She also plays jungle, but I don't think they need that. Yeah,
I think...
they have Inspiring Theory and Abram Park.
Yeah, former let's see, 2019 Winter LoL champion.
Also designer of the logo that we used earlier in the stream.
Though, has Lady Tree played recently? Hasn't she been quite busy?
Yeah, she is in law school. It takes up quite a bit of time.
Yeah, she also living in New York and eating out, which also takes up a decent amount of time.
Okay, so Madre the Flame.
She is putting herself out as an ARAM only player, so make of that as you will.
Well, I mean, sometimes NA games they just become ARAM at some point. But so maybe that's hopeful.
Are we NA gamers?
And ARAM lets you practice team fighting. You know, it's a different skill
And nothing
set.
but. ARAM teaches you the value of grouping up with your team before a fight.
Exactly. So Madre the Flame, very high elo team currently between himself, Ducky, and JP Morgan, and so who's left actually?
Yeah, so I think with these next two picks, we're looking at like lower ranked mid laners.
I think Cole might be.
Cole is available along with JTB.
Yeah, Cole, JTB.
102.
Those are probably the most likely picks.
I think Cole is a way better mid laner than the Silver 2 designation suggests. I haven't played with him in a while, so I don't know if that's completely accurate, but I think he could be solid.
Cole is also a...
Also, can we talk at all about probably the biggest drop in draft priority ever seen in a Williams College tournament? Lil Young 9 going from first round material, and now we're closing out the third round and he's still not picked?
Yeah, quite...
Guys,
You know, it's definitely interesting. You know, you don't normally see that kind of drop off. Like we do.
Lil Young
like
9 made some famous plays.
Yeah, some may say he made the play of the tournament. Like probably the most memorable play.
His famous Blitzcrank roam top lane. All the support players in here, y'all should learn from him. That's how you play as support. You gank other lanes.
Little Young 9 in chat says, I'm God.
And then he also wrote, buddy, no, I suck. Don't pick me.
Yeah, some conflicting messaging from the Young 9 himself.
I don't believe it if Riot ZMax picks Lil Young 9 in the third round just to prove me wrong, though, and then picks someone else in the fourth round.
Yeah,
just
I mean, well,
snake.
He already has... Let's see.
Botgang 2019 is a Phil player. I don't really know what he plays.
I think this guy's like actually like a Phil, just straight Phil player. Like plays everything. So if he goes for, I mean, it does follow his strat of just picking friends.
Okay, Majid the Flame goes for Cole, so he has a mid laner secured.
Okay, so he secured a mid laner. Now, what will Riot ZMax pick?
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he picked Young Nine. Just given Ben's draft history. See, he's also looking for a top laner, so that could be Cherry Boba. He's played top sometime before. Angus McRib, another top laner, or I guess next highest ranked player in the draft, or next highest ranked top player in the pool. Yeah.
Okay, he goes for Low Young 9, third round.
Yeah, so still
As I predicted, as
the
I
friendship
foresaw.
draft.
I mean, I think it's reasonable.
I mean,
you are
pick
picking
for?
people who've played a bunch of games together.
He's doing it for synergy, and for communication and team spirit.
Yeah, like think about some of the other players here, like Firo. Firo's a very solid player, but you're not gonna hear a peep out of him during the game.
Yeah, there is a communication gap.
Okay, and he goes for.
I think the biggest strength.
He goes for Russian Lettuce as his last pick.
All right, I do have zero clue who
I
this
also
guy
have
is.
no idea who Russian Lettuce
Apparently
is.
goes to
Russian
Hunter College.
Is
Oh,
an
no, that's
ADC
also-
and top player.
No, isn't he also one of Cody's friends?
Well, if he's one of Cody's friends, then everyone's spamming in the chat. Shrimp Gang, Young 9 plus
pretty sure he's one of
is
Cody's
greater than
friends.
CEX.
Yeah, I'm like almost 100% sure he's one of Cody's friends.
What
Yeah,
is
so
Shrimp
friendship draft has been completed.
Yeah. So
he has the win
I think
condition.
Riot
Is
ZMax.
this Exodia where all 5 pieces?
Yeah, if
come
he missed a
together?
single one, his team would be doomed. But now it's saved. Majid the Flame picks up Cherry Boba. Do you think it would have been
Alright,
worth
yeah.
it for any of the other teams to have picked up Lil Young 9 to ruin Dendry's draft, though?
I mean, it would be like taking one for the, the league, but
I think the other teams are confident that they could still win a game even against Exodia. Against the Cody Niles 5.
Cody Niles.
Oh, sorry, not Cody Niles. Cody Cow 5.
R.I.P. Everyone, press F to pay respects for Cody Niles. Could not make it for this tournament.
Is it not Cow?
It is
How do
Cal.
you say his last name?
It is Cody Cal. Oh, what's up, Derek Tong? Okay. Who else do we have here? Abraham Park probably needs to pick up a top laner? See. I'm not sure. Who does Abraham Park pick up here?
honestly, so what is he missing? So he has the support, has jungle.
He has an
Well,
ADC.
actually, Lady Tree can play top.
No, Abraham Park,
So-
Inspiring
That's
309,
true.
and Lady Tree all play one champion top lane, basically, or two.
So he could just pick up another support and round out the team.
Or does he go for Angus McRib?
Or he could get Angus
guaranteed
McRib,
top laner.
a great Poppy player.
Taking a long time. He's going for Angus McRib, I think. Or he's going for Jaden? There's a lot of hovering in the Google sheet. It appears there's a lot of indecision. Okay. I have literally no idea who they're picking right now.
You know, I still have a lot of questions about the Abraham Park squad. I'm not sure if there's much of a shot caller in that team.
I think RichGamebuddy does a fine enough job of being a shot caller. I think he tends to be.
RichGamebuddy is in the amazing people
Oh,
squad.
Abraham Park squad.
No, I'm saying
you're
the
right.
Abraham Park squad.
Yeah, I can't say much about Mr. Coco Nutties calls because I haven't really played with him much.
But if it's
I think
taking
Okay,
A
he goes
this
for
long,
Slaughterhouse 6. He's actually like a reasonably solid player,
yeah,
especially for
underrated.
his elo.
yeah, another one of those doesn't really play the game much anymore. But actually, wait, he's played it quite a bit. What am I saying?
Will Keaton. Wait, has he
Yeah,
played a
another
lot?
former Winter Law champion,
True.
along with
And
Lazy.
did
They play
it
on the same
basically
team.
completely inebriated.
Oh, and he could play support because he said he's a mid support player.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, when he did win, he was playing top lane. I don't know if
Yeah.
was his main role at the time,
I don't think
but
it was. But he did like fine enough on it. Which honestly might just be like all you need from your top laner in this tourney. Like someone who can just hold the wave, keep the tower from falling.
So what does Voidless need?
Hmm.
He has an ADC, a
so
mid
I guess
laner,
He can
a
decide if he wants a
jungler,
top or support here.
a
yeah, top
support.
support flex.
Okay, so he needs top support.
So he could go for
He
basically
could go for Sam Lang, Angus McRib, or Titan.
Yeah. He could go for Dream Eater. Okay, no, he goes for JTB.
Goes for JTB.
JTB 102.
That is a mid top flex. Okay, so
So it
probably
looks like
having
Entropy
that
might
as
actually
a
be playing support this tourney.
wow.
And Voidless will be playing ADC. It's my predict for this.
So my call for amazing people is that he will go for Monkey Dong 123.
Really? What makes you say that? Does he just need a... Why
We've
Monkey
talked
Dong
before.
123?
And Lauren has expressed that he was interested in picking up Monkey Dong 123.
But Monkey Dong
as
123...
his last pick.
Wait, but his rank is also slightly misleading. That's another account used for
He's
smurfing a
getting the
decent
Saw
amount.
brothers, and
So we do
we
have
want the Saw synergy.
his brother, so
So
we could get that synergy, but I'm pretty sure this guy like legit just does not play the game.
Yeah,
So it could be a
I've
risky
played on
pick.
the account before.
But we've talked about, the Exodia down
Yeah,
in.
if you have friendship drafts, how much stronger is family draft? Or how much weaker? This tourney we'll find out.
Right. Yeah, this is actually like this point of this draft, people kind of underlook it, but this is like very important
Also,
to try to get that last bit of value.
Another hot take from the stream chat. Kong Dynasty, former winner of Summer LoL 2020, is offering to coach for Riot ZMAX's team.
What? Michael Jordan is returning as a coach?
Yeah, but only as a coach and only for a team of friends trying to make it out in a cruel corporate world. Dude, good guy. I love people here trying to help out the little man.
I think Lauren should do it. I think he should pick up Monkey Balls, get the family
You mean
strat.
Monkey Dong 123?
Sorry, Monkey Dong 123. Get the family strat. Synergy is super important, especially for communication. I mean, this is a pretty democratic team between Lauren and Sammy.
Do you say democratic team?
Yeah,
What does that even mean?
There's no super strong voice. This is going to be like an SK Telecom-ish team style, where I'm assuming most of the people on this team will have a say in the draft, in the call. You take that and you compare it to Riot ZMAX team, where Riot ZMAX is definitely, judge, executioner, and jury.
I don't know.
He's going to tell you to ult.
Is there any way?
You will have to ult.
Is there any way that Lo Young 9 would have made that play on anyone's call? I think he had to have made that play on his own. Also,
Yeah, I think no brain would is capable of that play other than the young knight himself.
Also,
And
Asian People Rule picks up
amazing
not
people picked
Electro.
not Electro.
So where
Yeah.
was he?
So
He
silver
is
1 ADC
Silver
player.
1 ADC top laner.
But I think the top secondary might be actually no. Sammy S is
And JS Pac picks up Angus McRib,
interesting.
rounding out his team.
Yeah, I mean this is so JSBox has filled one of the hardest things to do in draft, which is to get every player on their main role. Which is something he accomplished. That's always something that like kind of stands out.
You get like a little prize for that one.
I mean, I mean, the only prize is winning, but I mean,
Wait,
we
no,
did
there
win
is a
last time,
prize for
summer.
this tournament. I thought, Riot CMAX
Yeah,
has...
our official sponsor, Riot Games themselves.
Right. I don't even know what the prize pool is, but there is a prize pool.
We have it on good word that there will be something.
If there isn't, I will pay myself to give the winner something.
Okay. Wait. Now we have a case of like misaligned incentives. Now Riot ZMax has an incentive not to provide a prize pool.
Oh, well, that's just a dickish move. I don't think Ben would do that.
No, do I have to censor that from the VOD?
Oh, sorry. Anyways, I'm sure it's fine. There is a prize pool, and that's what we're trying to say.
Okay.
So what will Liquid Blade pick? He has Night Rise 3, Chicken Bagels, Arachnobats, and...
You know, wait, what role was Night Rise 3 again?
Jungle, well,
He's a
top
jungler?
jungle, but like
I think
jungle.
Liquid Blade might be playing ADC in this tourney.
Then
would be,
would he pick up a... What would he pick up then?
Someone
So,
to
I
play
mean-
top lane.
Is there even a top laner left in the pool?
Yeah,
I mean, as a
there's
second role, there is...
Titan, IWNL.
Apparently the IWNL is in reference to, was it Simple? No, it was in reference to that one CSGO player who got banned before he could make it big.
Well, it's a very
No,
promising...
he
don't know
goes for
who that
Dream Eater.
is.
Dota 2 player recently started playing League of Legends.
Oh, good on Kazu. I think he's very promising. He has solid mechanics, but he just doesn't have as much game knowledge yet.
Yeah.
But he regularly practices.
As another
Which-
person who swapped from Dota to League, if you can just kind of teach him how like a lot of the champions work, he'll be like a pretty solid player.
Arachnobat bringing up a very good point that Liquid Blade's team technically has 4 main support mains. Liquid Blade himself also being a support main. Chicken Bagels, Arachnobat, and Dream Eater.
Dream Eater said himself though that he's been playing a lot more ADC recently. But we'll see how they decide to organize the team. I think they're very flexible, but not in a good way necessarily. I think the faster you can figure out who should go where, the better. Spurbeat, Wallow Cut is Angus McRib.
So the people left are Titan, Oni-chan, and Monkey Dong. I'm gonna say Monkey Dong is still sleeper pick, guys.
But is it a sleeper pick if you don't have Blub the Boxer as well?
You know, you no longer have the family synergy, but like Yasuo and Tiffles, the exile buff is still pretty strong by
Also,
itself.
Is SX Oni-chan XX in Twitch chat? I'm very curious.
You know, would we want it?
I'd be
Twitch
really
chat?
happy if XX Oni-chan XX was in Twitch chat right now.
I thought this was a family-friendly Discord.
How is that?
Wait, there's nothing wrong.
Which-
There's nothing
No,
wrong
that's
with
just
that.
Big Brother.
I don't know.
It literally
I don't wanna-
means Big Brother.
Yeah, but like,
And the XX part just
We're
means
not
that
gonna
the
go
regular
there.
Oni-chan was already taken.
All right, next pick is in.
He takes
I say
Monkey
Dong,
T1
1, 2, 3.
takes Monkey Dong.
I think Tofu's won it. He has Monkey Dong 1, 2, 3. I think he's the sleeper pick of the tournament.
So Anna, Are you saying it doesn't concern you at all that under highest solo queue and highest pass rank, Monkey Don 123 has not applicable and not applicable for both?
Doesn't concern me at all. This guy is winner of,
despite this account
obviously,
also
of the
existing for like
entire
quite a
tournament.
while.
You know, Faker only played normals until he just couldn't normals anymore. So this guy could be the
This
next
guy could be
Faker.
literally Faker. You're right. That's
and
true.
that's why it's not applicable. Okay, so it's down to the wire.
Who does Benju's Nidifeet pick up to fill out his pool?
Well, he needs a mid laner.
Well, there's 2 people left, and neither the
one of them has mid
one of them
secondary.
has mid secondary.
Titan does have mid secondary, so.
And he goes for the mid laner.
He picks Titan.
All right, so that means last pick is Mr. Oni-chan himself.
Oni-chan XX gets to be on King and Conquest Louis Vuitton's team. All right, so we filled out the draft.
Okay, so guys, who do you think won draft?
It's definitely.
I think King of Conquest Louis Vuitton's stream is pretty good. I have no idea how good XX Oni-chan XX is though.
I think Madre the Flame is the winner of the draft. Look at his team. He has himself, Ducky, JP Morganan, Cole, and Cherry Boba. There's no weak link in that. Everyone is a pretty solid player. And, you know, in terms of, like, their main, they get pretty much their main and secondary roles. I think Madre the Flame might have this tournament.
I think you could say similar about Voidless's team. I think all their players are pretty solid.
Right, with Cardinal, Megalol, Entropy, and JTB. Voidless also very solid draft. I want to say that as well for Abraham Park with Atoned, Inspiring, Lady Tree, and Slaughterhouse 6.
Mm-hmm.
So the winners of the draft might have been numbers 7, 8, 9.
I think Abraham Park's team does have a big problem.
Disagree with most of that. I think the way I see it is that like sort of the depth of the maybe I'm like underrating like the captains, but like sort of the depth of the teams from like SK Telecom and Can Conquest just seems kind of like a cut above the depth of, you know, those 7 and 9 spots.
You think
where it's like
King of Conquest does have Nikhil and Snowy Summer and Fook very high in his top 4.
Again, how did Fook make it to 3rd round?
Yeah, that's probably the.
I think that's the mystery of the draft.
Oh, and apparently we're making group.
They're picking groups right now. Okay, so let's head over here. So it'll be what, a round robin 2 group format.
Oh, Group A, JS Buck, and Group B already has Abraham Park and King of Conquest.
Also, I just want to point out, like, I think if we're rating teams on what the captains were hoping to get, then the clear winner is Riot XZMax. There's no argument that he drafts friends. He wants the friendship team. That's exactly what he got.
Yeah.
So he came in with one plan, and the plan worked. So he won for his intent.
Not a single player, or many of the other captains showed up in Twitch chat saying that they were molding that if someone was taken from them. I didn't hear a peep from Riot ZMax about that.
And we have Benjer's Nidifeet in Group A. I'm just gonna say, guys, it looks like Group B is the stronger group, but
also I think I mean we also shouldn't underrate JS Box team. Like, he does have every player being in their main role, and like rank wise, they're like, you know,
they're all pretty good,
pretty decent. Like, just, you know, if we
think in terms of like average rank and also taking into account the role thing, JS Box team might be like the top in like that vacuum.
I don't know if average role works out. Like, I mean, I haven't averaged anything. I think like top average role probably goes to, who does it?
I want to say it goes to Madre the Flame.
Yeah, but there is like there's some caveats to it. But
Okay, so Group A is JS Bach, Benju's Nidafeet, SK Telecom T1, Liquid Blade, and Asian People Rule. So that means Group B is going to be made up of Abraham Park, King of Conquest Louis Vuitton, Foilus, Madrid the Flame, and Riot ZMax. Okay, so now that we see the entire group stage, which group do you think is the tougher group to get out of?
I want to say it's Group B. Group B looks like the tougher group, in my opinion.
I would probably agree with that. Although the more I
Conquest?
look at these teams, the more I just think the draft really ended up
I think it looks
pretty
very
balanced
even
overall.
to me.
Yeah, I was really expecting like a sort of volatile draft, with maybe some balanced teams. And even though like some weird stuff happened, like Fook getting to the third round, it really looks fairly balanced overall.
Yeah, I think Fook's level, based on this draft, his rank in solo queue should be right between Bot Yang 2019 and Kingslayer. That's like what his real rank should be. Yeah. Yeah, I do agree. I think these two groups are honestly pretty even. Yeah, we'll have to see how things shake out, and also we're not taking into account like how well the teams will be able to communicate and synergize with each other, or even how much practice they'll get.
Right. Do you think a lot of these players who haven't played since Summer LoL are going to pick up the game again now that they're in this tournament?
So I think most of the players in the 5th round and a decent amount of the 4th round haven't played that much League since the last tourney.
And Lady Tree pipes up and she says, no, ARAM only.
You can practice through ARAM.
You know, at least you get team fighting practice with Lady Tree. So
maybe not always on the champion.
And she technically is playing the game. So Abraham Park.
Yeah.
Has some things to look forward to.
But you also don't get to practice on the champion you might need to. So wait, who is Spurby? King of Conquest is saying that, or Eric Johnson is saying Spurby is going against his own team.
As Spenny, right?
Oh, fair enough.
Combination of Spenny and Kirby, his Discord picture.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Spen and Kirby. Nice suit. Yeah. So wait, Sam, you said you think SK Telecom T1 and Liquid Blade are the strongest two teams?
Yeah, I just see like, yeah, because if I'm looking at like biggest steals or like just best picks overall, like Fook definitely stands out. I think Twice stands out actually. Like he went pretty far for being like a plat jungler.
Good. Or underrated at the very least.
Definitely like a sleeper pick there. Apparently, as the draft turned out.
And he also got Greeny pick.
Yeah, Greeny pick is a very
Monkey Dong 1, 2, 3, the faker of the tournament.
Like those last picks. I mean, those are like the question marks. You know, we don't really know what these players are capable of, but could end up working out. Like there have definitely been sort of unknowns in the past, like that have turned out pretty decent, like or just like filling in the role fine. Yeah, like Hyungjin was massive last year. Slaughterhouse 6, like he filled his job very well the year before.
Yeah,
you know, that's sort of just like
to join the broadcast, King of Conquest Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, yeah, that's sort of like this last round is honestly like often makes or breaks the team, because if you can get someone that's just like plays decently or just follows calls and plays a role pretty well, then you know works out.
All right, what's up, some captains? We have SK Telecom T1 in here. We have King of Conquest
Abraham
Louis Vuitton,
Park.
Marge the Flame. Are we just getting all the captains in here?
Hello.
Alright, we have almost all the captains here.
Except we don't have the real. Can the real Red ZMax please stand up?
Oh my gosh.
That was not the real Red ZMax. Right. For the viewers, I'm lowering JS Box volume. Hi. Yep,
So
that's
captains,
a good volume.
how do you think the draft shaked out? And were you satisfied with who you drafted or the teams that you got?
Yeah, I did. I like support man.
I'm satisfied except for the fact that I didn't get Cody on my team.
I don't know if all the people.
Wait, but if you
My
wanted
hus-
Cody on your team, you could have just
My
first
husband
picked him.
and lover Cody. No, not worth that.
So, Liquid Blade, tell us about your decision to draft or to have on your team basically 4 support mains.
So support mans are, the most flexible of players. So
Or can you explain your decision to have 4 support mains in a tournament that's already filled with support mains?
yeah, I mean, so we're planning on running some like funnel strats. So
Nice.
supports that.
Okay.
Play Lulu, Tarek, things like that.
Lulu mid, right? And Zyra support.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
It's a tried and true strategy, and we've seen it actually just lose in in-houses, but hopefully
Yeah,
Liquid Blade can turn it around.
Hey, can you tell us a little bit about your draft? You seemed a little upset when Cardinal got picked up before you could get to him.
Oh yeah. I mean that's because first of all, I was hoping for slot 6 or 7 when we were picking our slots, right?
Yeah.
Asian people rule and Voidless swoop in and take those. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll take the next best one, which is 8. Right. I was eyeing Cardinal for the see, because my idea was if I get Cardinal, the other teams are in shambles. They can't ban out 2 1-tricks, right?
True.
Wait, so you
That's
thought you
just
needed
2
6 or
bans,
7
babe.
to get
That's
Cardinal?
if it's 2 1-tricks, but okay.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he got picked 7, so.
Yeah. So that's the big story. Cardinal last pick, or last round in Summer LoL. Smurfs on everyone. Gets
That's
picked.
true. It's
Now
such,
he's first
such
round.
a big difference. Yeah, now he's first round.
I
mean-
think that's a little overrated. My hot take is Cardinal coming into Summer LoL, new name, fresh player. Feels like he has to impress everyone, right? Pop off. I think he'll be a little less hungry this
So,
time.
Madre the Flame, are you like the opposite of that? You've been playing for years now. You've shown what you can do, so now it's your time to int.
I mean, I think you can tell from my draft that nothing left to prove.
I actually think Eric has the best draft for this tournament.
Ooh,
You are my
okay.
tournament favorite.
Ooh,
Do you not-
Yeah. Place your bets now.
Yeah,
I mean,
Eric,
you
what
did
was
get
your
a-
thought
you did get the
process
value.
with
You did
picking
get a pretty good value.
Mr. Lou?
JP Morgan.
So it's kind of tough. Like I think Gian is a guy who, when he tries, he knows a decent amount about the game and is like an active voice. Kind of gets memed a lot, so I think it's underrated. But yeah, definitely a gamble in terms of the social dynamic as well.
Well, you drafted one of his friends, so that probably helps.
I'm hoping that
Or
helps.
hurts.
It could hurt as well.
It could
I'll be,
divide
you
your
know,
team.
I'll be the great
Okay.
unifier in this competition.
Wow.
That's good to hear.
Everyone clap.
Rousing speech from Madre the Flame, guys. Captains, have you gave a thought on how often you want to practice with your team?
Oh, every day. Come on, are you kidding?
Every day, 8 hours a day.
right
Absolutely.
Except I think Mr. Coconutty and I have learned, atoned, new name by the way. We've learned from the summer that we can't play too many scrim games because we leak too many strats and leave all our victories out in the practice field.
Is that what
That's
you think
true.
happened in
In the
summer
summer,
LoL?
Abe was crushing scrims. I remember that.
Is that one what went wrong?
I don't know. I guess
I
this
will
time
test.
Yo,
See,
So,
let's
Abe,
select
are you
the-
saying you can
like-
only be in winner's queue for so long? You have to save your winner's queue for when it matters?
maybe winners sure, I'll say that, yeah.
Abe
Yeah,
I
was
don't have a-
Cloud9 in, was it summer or spring split, where they were winning the first half like crazy, and
Oh,
then they
I
just...
didn't make playoffs.
Except that.
Yeah, except Cloud9 signed Perks and Abe signed Slaughterhouse 6.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
whoa,
Alright, well,
whoa. So,
I don't think Perks ever won Winter LoL.
That is
True.
And Slaughterhouse 6 did.
I can
he's a
attest.
champion.
Granted, Slaughterhouse 6 never won EU LCS, but like I'd say that's like about fair. One for the other.
Yeah, and Angela's calling you out. Flaming
Yeah,
the
Angela's
guy who got you the championship, Eric.
I can do that because he and I, we have kind of rapport, so all in
Is
good
Slaughterhouse
fun.
6 to comment on this? Do you indeed
Eric's-
have a rapport?
Eric placed a 0 for appreciation and the traits that he
Yeah,
wants
I
in
think
his
his
teammates.
team should keep this in mind when he's asking you to practice with him, asking you to stay up long hours in the night. Yeah.
The trick is picking players with degenerate sleep hours so you have more time to practice.
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's,
well,
So-
you wanna
That's
comment on
why
your
you-
draft
why
at all?
I picked Dr. Omegalol. If you don't sleep, you have more time to practice.
The Korean strategy.
Does that also
Yeah.
include degenerate sleeping locations?
I think
Potentially.
Voidless and Tofu have a really strong top 4 pick. I even offered Voidless to trade me teams, but
are the teams open for trades?
I was rejected.
No.
official
He
stance
offered
is
he
you're
offered
not
to
allowed
trade
players.
the entire team
Yeah,
of 4
no more
for
poaching.
my entire team of 4, and
Trading
I
windows
That's,
don't close, boys.
Did you just say
It's quite a
you're
call.
offered to trade
Drafting a
your
team and
entire
trading the whole
team for
team.
their entire team?
Sounds like Eric doesn't have confidence in his team. I don't know.
That's
See, but
what I
Anna here
gathered.
thinks Eric has the strongest team.
So, Voidless, you'd be a fool not to take that.
Nah, I think
Yeah,
my team's
absolute
good.
fool.
Okay, who else has
Alright,
a comment?
I have a question. So, I think we're all confused on the analyst desk, seeing the plat 4 top laner end up in the 3rd round.
Fook.
Fook.
Yes, I too was confused. For
But
a second, I thought he might be.
But you
able
had the
to-
chance to pick
See,
him.
Abe, we all thought you were gonna pick him in the 2nd round.
Oh,
and then you
well,
didn't.
Yeah, instead you picked a jungler.
But you picked a
I wanted
jungler
to-
when you
I wanted
were a
to-
jungler.
Well, I wanted to prioritize ADC and mid first before picking a top laner.
Mid.
Yeah, but you picked
But
Spenny.
Wait,
Spenny's
that
neither an
that still
ADC
doesn't
nor a
solve
mid
the
player.
problem.
Wait, but
That's
Abe's
where you
playing
guys are forgetting that I'm the most versatile player in the draft.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about that
Abe,
one.
Abe, you have
Abe, are
one
you gonna go
No
champion
one
mid?
had ever seen
Stop
that
the
coming.
cap.
Abe, you basically have one champion you play mid and one champion you play ADC.
I see no problems with that.
Playing Malzahar every game doesn't count as having a mid pool.
Actually, I am actually pulling up my op.ggs to see what champs I played in the.
What do you mean you're pulling out
Doesn't
your
even
own
remember.
op.gg to see what champs you play?
Yes.
Not a
He's
promising
He's
start
played
for the Abraham
he's
part
played
2.
2 games of Yasuo, so you know.
That's
he's
true.
expanding.
Captains,
Wait,
have
you
you
don't
given
know
any
Yasuo
thought
game and bot
to
games?
your team name?
Oh, team name?
Four
No,
names,
not
yeah.
yet.
Also, I'm gonna politely request we keep the team names relatively safe for work, so that the videos don't get like banned on YouTube.
Our
okay.
team name is the Williams Department Music Department. Wait, hold on. Williams College Music Department.
What, Stephen? What about the Department of Williams College Music Department?
Williams Department Music
The
Department.
Williams Department of
Department
College
College Music.
Department. Music.
And that is Jared Fox team, the Williams Department of Williams
Oh,
College.
I think someone needs to write that down.
For short,
Alright,
it's
captains
Lux
can feel free to submit the teams.
Yeah, submit team names, and we'll work out
We'll
something
put it on
for
a
you
new
guys.
slide. We'll put it on a new
Wait.
slide.
Wait, does
Alright.
anyone here know like Nightrise 3? Like up in
Night
I
Rise
think,
3? I've definitely
Dr.
played with them
Megalo knows
before.
That's
Dr.
Dr.
Megalon knows
Megal's friend.
Dr. Megalo knows him. Okay. It's Derek's friend. Okay.
But what would happen here if Voidless told Dr. Omegalol to not share information about Night Rise 3 with you?
Ooh, I actually did think about that right before you said that. So.
That's a bit too sweaty.
I am.
rlylost, I don't think you're one
just
to
like
talk
some
about being
players
sweaty.
I know in houses, I am prepared to sweat
Look.
for this win.
Am
We,
I sweaty when I have like a 25% win rate in in-houses? I don't think so.
Since you play Ash support, yes.
Call it what you want to call it.
Which is the
Alright.
sweatiest team?
Feel free
It's an
to
interesting
Which is the
question.
sweatiest team? Does
Sit in
anyone
chat.
think
I
Riot ZMAX is the
Honestly,
sweatiest team?
Tofu.
It's obviously Riot ZMAX's team. That's the sweatiest team. Not only do they have I Love to Buck Butt, but they have Little Young Nine.
They have the Shrimp Gang.
And apparently they're already queued up.
Wait, they're queuing up right
queued up for ranked flex
They're
right now
already
for practice.
practicing.
my god.
Okay, so they're definitely the sweatiest team. But who's the second sweatiest then? Maybe SK Telecom T1.
They do have the faker
Nah,
of the tournament,
nah.
Monkey Dong 123.
Literally anyone
It's
still in here
probably
is not sweaty
Lauren's
enough to
team.
practice.
You think Asian People Rule has the sweatiest team?
I mean, the top two.
I think
are
the
just-
top two are very sweaty, but I don't know about the other three. Do you think the top two are sweaty enough to make up for all of that?
Yeah, it's like a trickle down effect.
True.
The sweat covers
Top-down
them all.
governance leadership always works. Trickle-down economy.
Reaganomics
Reaganomics is the best form.
being proven right here
Okay.
on this stream.
JS Bach, are you still here?
Hi.
What on earth was your name again?
Williams Department of College Music.
Okay, we have the first official name down. Alright,
Alright, feel
has
free
any
to
of the other
submit
teams
those.
figured out their name yet?
I'll have
You
to
feel free to consult your team as well before.
consult with the
And this is
individuals.
changeable.
I'm
we
gonna
can
put
change
a
this.
tentative one for Riot ZMAX.
Just name them Exodia for now.
No, I'm calling
Or
them Shrimp Gang.
Shrimp Gang? Oh, that's true.
true.
They did paste
It's
that like a
not
million
true.
times in the chat.
I go Abe.
Oh, actually, no,
This is
I
the
typed it in
minute.
wrong.
I submitted my team name is in Twitch chat. Please look at it.
Is this appropriate for the stream?
I don't know.
No, it's
Well,
two
suspicious.
of my
It
team
is-
members. Name.
2 team members.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
It is 2 team members. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess we can't argue against that.
What was? Where did you type this?
You type in
It's-
Twitch
In
chat.
Twitch
In
chat.
Conquest
Into Twitch
XD.
chat. Okay, let me take a look. Okay, it is. You know, that's probably gonna get like.
No,
Please-
we're not.
No one
we're not
report
gonna do
this.
that. No.
Yeah.
It's his team members' names, though.
No, we
I feel like
can't
if
do
this isn't
this.
allowed, there's something there's just something that's not right about it. It's like it should be allowed, right?
Yeah, I feel like it should be allowed.
If Riot
Actually,
Games
no.
is
I
okay
think
with
I think
it,
the context is important here, and I think the
We should be
context makes
okay.
this illegal.
Yeah, and the context is it's 2 members of his team.
I think the context
Oh,
of
gosh.
a caster is gonna have to say this, and YouTube algorithms do take into account voices when they're deciding if a video should be banned, makes that team name illegal.
I
And a team is
Sean
illegal,
and
isn't
stuff.
it?
okay. Well, I just looked up Oni-chan, so yeah, I understand now.
Yeah. So we're not gonna. Let's not do that, Vincent.
There
Maybe-
is also a chance that Oni chance.
Vincent, would you
does
like to
change his
comment
name.
if those 2 player names affected your decision to draft them at all?
No comment.
Is he here? Okay, I guess it didn't. Alright, does anyone else have their name? Well, we can save this for later.
I imagine mine will be something startup based. Judging by Gian's
Oh,
recent
you could be
winter
the
study
degenerate.
forays, I might
Degenerates.
I might have to veto that one.
You're vetoing Degenerate? I can't type that in as your tentative name.
Mm,
I don't know, seems pretty good.
Will
Dude, if
Warren
I
pick
had
up the
Angela,
mantle?
I would have a perfect name, Tree Pete.
But if you
That would've
wanted
been nutty.
Angela, you could have just drafted her.
Could have picked Ed.
Wait,
You
will
literally
Warren
had the pick
up
right
the
before
mantle
Angela.
of the Chicago Bulls? Will
No,
he
yeah.
do it?
You have to pick right after Angela. because that's how the snake
1997
goes.
Chicago Bulls.
Do you want to go with that name, Lauren?
No, not.
Okay.
No, we can put it tentatively. We can change it later. It's fine.
Alright. Are there any closing remarks that the team captains want to say before we turn off the stream?
Fook is the best player out of all of Abraham Parks' friend group, including Abraham Park.
Oh,
Okay.
spicy
Hot
take.
Hot takes.
Is there... Did you wait for Abraham Fard to leave this Discord call before you said that?
Nah, dude, I'm not afraid of Abraham Park.
Okay.
Bring it on, Abe.
All right.
King of
Feel
Conquest
free to clip that
displaying
and share it.
immaculate timing, like his ganks. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to the Winter Law 2021 draft stream. We'll have something similar set up for when the tournament actually happens, which is on. What day does the tournament happen again, friends?
The 30th and 31st.
Okay, yeah. Group stages will be on the 30th, and then elimination and finals will be on the 31st. So hopefully we'll see you then. Try to get in touch with your team captains if you can and set up times to practice.